So it's official. We finally have at least the actors who are going to portray Zelda and Link. Link! Nintendo reveals Zelda and Link's casting for live action Legend of Zelda film, and it's not Hunter Schafer. Good. In a highly anticipated announcement that has sent waves through the gaming and film communities, Nintendo's legend and Zelda Nintendo legend and Zelda creator Shigeru Miyamoto revealed casting for the actors for the upcoming live-action adaptation for The Legend of Zelda. Let me actually do this real fast. Just directly from here. All right. This is Miyamoto. The live-action Legend of Zelda movie will feature Bo Bragison as Zelda and Benjamin Evan Ainsworth as Link. I'm already looking forward to their performances. The live-action Legend of Zelda movie is scheduled to be theatrical release on May 7th, 2027. Please wait just a little longer. So we've got our Link and Zelda. Yeah, no. Like they take like one photo of the dude and it's like, "Oh, see?" But then you see them in regards to like other girls and their actual body shape and all that, and you're like, "Yeah, that's not feminine at all." Zelda is very feminine. Okay? She's very feminine. Please, I saw We Were Robbed. Better not be fucking like Tom Holland or something. You know what? I agree. We were robbed. We were completely fucking robbed. We could have had it all. I wonder now who's going to play Ganondorf. Should have been Tom Holland and Zendaya. Yeah, no. She's 21 and he's 16. Problematic age gap alert. Not really, because guess what? Apart from Breath of the Wild, they're really never shown to be lovers of any kind. So the age gap really doesn't make a difference. WCast, a beautiful white woman for Zelda. Cry harder, Troon. Words I can't say on YouTube. I'm sorry. That's funny. In collaboration between Nintendo and Sony Pictures, will feature Bo Bragison as Princess Zelda and Benjamin Evan Ainsworth as the heroic Link. The news was shared via Nintendo's official social media channels and the news Nintendo Switch app, marking a significant milestone for the project first teased back in 2023. Background on the live action Legend of Zelda, which now, even though we know the people who are going to be playing Zelda and Link, I'm still not looking forward to it. Like, I love Zelda. And I have to, because they think that, like, I'm joking about it. I love Zelda. I've been playing since the first game came out. Well, not really since the first game came out, but, you know, back in early 90s, you know, like 1990. You know, my parents had the Nintendo in their room, and I played all the time. I've got on my arm when I got it when I was 17. My cat. I have one cat outside named Midna. My other I had named Zelda. I don't know where she's been. Probably taken inside because she was pregnant. I also Zelda's brother. That their litter, you know, with Zelda and Roxas and Kira. There was Link. I had Link. I love Zelda. You know, in fact, when I was a kid, when Ocarina of Time came out, I remember having to save all my money to get the soundtrack, a T-shirt, and the Link and Ganondorf action figures, or not really action figures. They weren't very actiony, but I mean, I love Zelda. I really do. But I have not really wanted a Zelda movie. If it was like the Mario movie, that would have been fine. Like a CGI, CDI. Let's make those into movies. A CGI kind of thing. But you know, making it kind of realistic, but also, you know, if they made a CGI movie that was more akin to like Twilight Princess, that would be amazing. That I think every Zelda fan, because that was by far one of the most, probably the most popular style that's been out so far. I mean, Breath of the Wild's cool, but the dark, the gritty, that atmosphere in Twilight Princess, that's what people wanted. A more adult looking Link, a more mature looking Link. So if they were to make a CGI movie with that style, I don't think anyone would complain. As long as, and it doesn't even have to take place in that Hyrule. We're just more talking about the art style. So it could be that the Twilight Princess art style, but you know, you could have like Vadi, which I would love to see Vadi return as an enemy, as he is such a cool enemy, and the fact that we haven't seen him in a three-dimensional space is a shame because he really is a good villain. Um, so I would love to see Vadi return, but you know, it's gonna be the first big Zelda movie, so chances are it is gonna be Ganondorf, you know, because you know Ganondorf is kind of the overarching, you know, villain, it seems. And that's why we have Ganondorf in like Twilight, Super Smash Brothers, and not Vadi or you know, Skull Kid, because Ganondorf is pretty much the guy. Um, but even as a fan, I'm not really wanting to see a Legend of Zelda, at least a live action. So they need to really blow our balls off with this movie. Background on the live action Legend of Zelda movie. The Legend of Zelda franchise, yep, it's 1986. 30 games spanning over 4 decades. And there's a reason why that game's been around for 40 years. It's because the formula works. That's why Nintendo, regardless of their crappy business practices, they continue to persevere in gaming because their games are good. Like I said, I think people will stop playing Zelda the minute they start, oh yeah, we're gonna have Link going through an existential crisis about his sexual identity. You know, the minute they start doing that shit, people are like, well, you know what, Nintendo? Your shady business practices, that was one thing. We were able to overlook that because of the games. But if you're gonna have Link talking, you know, about his sexual identity, and we're not doing that shit. We're fuck Nintendo now. Fuck them. But Link. Well, excuse me, princess. Iconic entries: Ocarina of Time, Breath of the Wild, Linked. I mean, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are kind of the same thing, the same Hyrule. You could easily replace Breath of the Wild with, oh, I don't know, Twilight Princess. Hell, even Wind Waker. People laughed at that game when it first came out, and look at it now. It's looked back as one of the best games because despite how bright and colorful it was actually pretty dark. So, you know, the live action film was officially announced in November 2023 following the massive success of a Nintendo Super Mario Brothers movie, which grossed over 1.3 billion. That's with a B, not million, billion worldwide. Nintendo is producing the project with Sony Pictures and Avi Arad, known for Marvel films like Spider-Man. Known for Spider-Man. On board as producer. Directing duties falls to Wes Ball. The filmmaker behind Maze Runner trilogy and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Ball has expressed enthusiasm for blending fantasy elements. Yeah, I think he's the one who was like, oh, it should be like a Miyazaki film. No, no, it shouldn't. While the plot details, yeah, okay, like, look at this. Once they, once the cherry picked picture disappears, you get to see them for what they actually look like. This does not look like Princess Zelda. It does not look like Princess Zelda. But while plot details remain under wraps, the film is expected to capture the essence of the original adventure, problem solving and mythical lore. Production is set to begin soon, with the budget rumored to be to rival major blockbusters. Yeah, because it's going to be mostly CG fucking eye, practical effects, and CGI to bring Hyrule to life. You know, actually, what the way Zelda is, I mean, look what they did with the orcs in Lord of the Rings. So they could bring like moblins and stuff like that to life. But the choice of relatively young, lesser-known actors aligns with Nintendo's visions of fresh faces embodying the timeless characters, avoiding preconceived notions for established stars. Yeah, like I said, does not look like Zelda. Um, see where. Okay, Bo Bragason as Princess Zelda, 21-year-old British actress. Bragason has been building her career with roles in independent film and TV, showcasing a range that could suit Zelda's multifaceted personality, from regal poise to fierce determination. Uh, 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 uh. Did someone say determination? But I think I'm stronger than you. Born in England, but having spent much of her childhood in Europe, Bregson is fluent in French and brings a worldly perspective to her work. She's been acting since a young age, appearing in the 2021 horror film Censor, where she played a supporting role in a story about censorship. Her breakout came with the 2024 Disney Plus series Renegade Nell, a historical fantasy about fantasy adventure where she portrayed a key character in the tale of a highway robbery and supernatural events or supernatural elements. The same year, she appeared in The Radleys, a vampire comedy drama, and had guest spots in shows like Creeped Out, Three Girls, and The Jetty. Youthful appearance visually matches many depictions of the princess. Social media reactions have been positive, with fans noting her ethereal look and acting chops as perfect for the role. Now, this dude says he's six. It says he's 16, but he looks like he's like 12. I mean, it's, Link is like 10 years old. You know, he's 10 in the Wind Waker. He's 10 in Ocarina of Time. Pretty much 10 in Majora's Mask. I think the other incarnations of him are usually teenagers, close to young adults. But like I say, if only they had just started this back in the 90s, because Link in Ocarina of Time was based on Leonardo DiCaprio. So they could have possibly had Leo himself portraying Link due to him being kind of the inspiration for Link. You know, he had the hair, he had the you know, that very like elf-like look when he was younger. So he could have been a really good Link. But here we are, 2025, and they're just now starting to do this. Benjamin Evan Ainsworth as Link. Linky. Playing the silent or mostly silent for. Gee, it sure is boring around here. Great, I'll grab my stuff. Well, excuse me, princess. Oh god, if only they took those. That would have been great. Um, Protagonist Link is 16-year-old British actor Benjamin Evan Ainsworth, whose boyish charm and expressive eyes could convey the hero's bravery without relying heavily on dialogue. I mean, yeah, considering we don't really see Link during, for the most part, when we play the game, it's just kind of like from behind, or we're running around in a circle. Just we don't really get to see him. All we hear is yeah, yeah, and all these grunts and groans. But here we're gonna actually be able to see Link, and since he's mostly silent, the eyes have to convey everything how he feels, whether it's anger or happiness or surprise. Those eyes have to be expressive enough to convey that. So if they're saying this kid is capable of doing that, then good. Of course, it's implied that Link does talk in the games when you have like the options and all that, but he's pretty much silent. So, I mean, when he does talk, I'm so hungry, I could eat an Octorok. There's a reason why he stays silent. Nod to the games where Link is often a player avatar with minimal spoken lines. Ainsworth, born September 25th, 2008 in Nottingham, England, started his career in theater before transitioning to screen. I'm so glad he made his transition. Oh wait, are they showing a fucking like old picture of him? No wonder why he looked like he was fucking 10 years old. He probably was. If that's him now, yeah, he definitely still does look very much like Link. Why are they showing a fucking old picture of him? Show a fucking new one. Well, and then you go down there and see that it's a new one. Or is this, these two different... Hang on. Okay, it is two separate people. It looked like it was, like, the same person. You could see, like, the jaw was almost the same. You know how you get older, features become more prominent. No, but it is... because it looked like it could have been, like, a photo taken, like, a couple years ago. But, no, it's two separate people. But, theater before transition. He attended Northern Lights Drama School in Hull and landed his first major role in 2018 stage production of Goodnight, Mr. Tom as William Beach, you son of a beach. His breakthrough came in 2020 with Netflix's A Haunting of Bly Manor, where he portrayed the eerie yet sympathetic Miles Wingrave, earning praise for his nuanced performance in the horror series. 2022, Ainsworth voiced the titular character in Disney's live-action Pinocchio remake, directed by Robert Zemeckis, opposite Tom Hanks. No one cares. That movie sucked. He has since appeared in the comedy series Son of a Critch, streaming on Netflix. In voice roles in projects like The Sandman. Other credits include Flora and Ulysses, and various voice work, showcasing his versatility in both live action and animation. Fans on Twitter have buzzed about his casting, and with many highlighting his resemblance to younger versions of Link and his ability to emote subtly. So, I mean, that's good. Zelda not being a troon is a relief, but this movie will still be garbage. Yeah, I mean, until we get an idea of what the story's possibly going to be, I mean, regardless, I mean, I'm going to go see it because I can't call myself a fan, and be like, oh yeah, I love Zelda, but I'm just not going to see this movie. No, I love Zelda. I really do. And so I'm going to go see the movie because, who knows? It might actually be good. But now that we have cast for at least Link and Zelda, all we need now is pretty much the villain, which, again, most likely will be Ganon or Ganondorf. Either one, considering those two comprise pretty much every fucking game in some way or another. But again, I would love to see Vaati at some point. He really is an amazing villain. I just Don't think he'll ever get that time to shine. Um, when are we gonna get some Chancellor Cole action up in here? Chancellor Justice for Chancellor Cole. Um, John, no, no. Hang on, for people who don't know. There he is. There's Chancellor Cole. There's Chancellor Cole and Malletus down there. Malletus. But we demand Chancellor Cole representation. But yeah, it'll probably be Ganon or Ganondorf. It'll probably be Ganondorf because Ganon having this giant pig creature will probably be more of a pain in the ass. So having someone who just human will be a lot easier. Yeah, the skin will be greenish a little bit, but it's a lot easier than trying to do a massive pig creature. So, but I mean, if they were smart, they would make it to where it's kind of like Ocarina of Time, where he starts out as Ganondorf, but then we see him turn into Ganon. You know, he decides to just forego his human form, and you know, he gives into the power of the Triforce, and his you know, lust and desire for power brings out his basically what he truly is. He's just a pig. You know, and boars and pigs representing power in the Zelda universe. You know, he becomes like the embodiment of what he cares about most, and he just becomes this massive pig, this massive boar. So that'd be cool. Because I would love to see that transformation. You know, how they would go about that. Would it be just like an instant thing? Would it just be a flash of light? Would it just show him, you know, his body morphing, you know, into different shapes before, you know, slowly turning into Ganon, you know, this guy who's already tall, then turning into this massive hulking boar, you know, standing on two legs, and I would also like to see Dark Beast Ganon. He was pretty cool. He was pretty cool. Especially the music, that like that really like weird chanty, hummy kind of thing. But it is what it is, and what it will be is what it will be. So hopefully soon enough we have some kind of pictures to see what it'll, some kind of concept, more of a plot detail, and then can't wait to start seeing the teasers rolling out like this summer. Immerse yourself in the land of Hyrule and follow Link on an epic adventure through time. But Chancellor Cole representation, we need it. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.